Hello everyone, welcome back to Old Rugged Media. My name is Simeon and we are going to be looking at another CorelDRAW tutorial. It's going to be a two-part tutorial on how to create a simple business card on CorelDRAW. So what I want to do is, in this first tutorial, we're going to be creating these two business cards. This is the front, starting from the left. This one that has Eden here, this dark color will be the front, and then the one on above it is going to be the back, or the other side. It's going to be a two-sided business card, and then we're going to design this second one also. Not so complex, quite simple, and we're going to walk through it to create this one side and the other side, so two-sided business card. And then for this one, we're going to be looking at how to, these curved edges is called a die cut, D-I-E, that's D-I-E-C-U-T, to give it that curved edge. So it's something that you just do, something like bleed, you know, the way you leave some space towards the edges for when the printer is cutting the edges of the printed work or the printed paper. So here, this one is also called die cut. It's not something you put in your design usually, but it is something that you want to leave an allowance for. And so in the other tutorial, the part 2 of this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to not only create a mock-up like this, I'm going to drop the link in the description for the free mock-up here, how to use this mock-up and how to present your business card in this kind of format to show your clients. And then I'm going to drop this preset also to help you know maybe you've put any detail or any information outside this, because this red line you see here is what we call the die cut, and this side is the bleed. So you don't want to have any information here, just design or just image. So let's go back to the tutorial for today. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be starting with this one, this, and then we'll go to the second one. So what you want to do first is to press Ctrl N or come to File, click on New, and then it's going to usually to be on something that will be like A5. So you want to scroll up here and look for business card. So you don't have to cram or memorize the width and height in inches. It's going to, the preset is already here. So you have this, you can name this if you want, business card. That's fine, then click OK. So jumping right into it, what I like to always do is to, so this thing on the right, I mentioned it a number of times. If you don't see it there, what you want to go to do is to come to outline pen and click on the little triangle or arrow at the bottom right of the outline pen, and you're going to see color. So if you click it, it's going to disappear. But if you, so it's going to appear. If it was there before, it's going to disappear. If it wasn't there, if you click on it, it's going to appear back. So I like to double click on my rectangle tool here, double click on it to fill my workspace with a rectangle. It helps me, it sort of helps me prepare for anything I would like to power clip into this. I'm going to talk about that. I'm believing that the person looking at this tutorial is maybe an intermediate, so you know what power clipping is. If you don't know, I'm going to explain it shortly. So our sample is, our sample is this. This is what I want to create first. The first side. So first thing we want to do is to I have an image that I want to bring in here first, or let's fill this with a solid color, maybe like blue, this kind of deep blue. Now when you are designing for print, remember to change this to CMYK. Make sure you use CMYK in your designs. So click on this, let's go pick this kind of color, make it a bit darker. Okay, nice color that you like. Let's create this, but we are still going to put an image inside, so let's go get an image. So I'm going to drag this image now, and drag it in, drag it over your workspace. Don't drag it into the workspace because you might mistakenly power clip it in the way you don't want. So let's zoom in here. So we have this. So I'm going to right click on this image now, and I'm going to look for power clip. Now this is CorelDRAW 2020. So for lower CorelDRAWs or CorelDRAWs from CorelDRAW versions from earlier years, I think the power clip is going to be somewhere up here. But so for this one, just look for power clip. That is this power clip, and put into the boundary you already created. or the solid, the shape you already created. So now I'm going to double click on it, or I'm going to right click and then go in to say edit power clip. So what I want to do now is that I want to change this one. I'm going to come here to look for transparency tool, and then I'm going to click on this transparency, uniform transparency, uniform transparency. I have that, and then finish that. So once I'm done with that, you can so what I just did is that I held down Alt, and then I clicked on the shape. So it's going to select whatever is inside, power clipped inside, or whatever is behind it. So once I have that, I can come here, then click on this to change it however way I like. Since it's uniform, I can reduce or increase. So in this case, let's make it 80. About 80 is fine. Then we'll come here, zoom in a bit. We're going to go to rectangle tool, and we're going to draw a rectangle just above this. Watch for this the edges, this snap, I don't know what it's called, but it's this kind of thing that guides you on the sides of your design. So that is when you are moving around the edges of either a shape or an image. So this, I want to put this at the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this rectangle I just created and select the rectangle at the back by holding down Shift. So I hold down Shift, and I'm going to press E. That is letter E. So E is going to help me align what I just created to the middle of my workspace, basically, or the middle of what I selected second. So let me do that again, but before that, let me fill this one with a color that will make it obvious, so that when I do what I did initially, you will see it. So I'm going to select this one and select what is behind it and press E, letter E. So once I press that, it's going to align to the center. So if you don't find that, or better still, if you want something like what I just did now is a shortcut on align and distribute. So align and distribute, you can find align and distribute. I already have it here. So once you select two things, you'll have different presets here, but that's not what we're looking at today. Just use the shortcut I used and you should be fine. So let me open back my color. So this one, I'm going to change this one now to, I'm going to use a bit of a darker color here, and I'm going to remove the outline. I'm going to remove the outline of my external rectangle also, remove that. And then I already have the logo. Now I have the logo in white. That's why I should have the logo in different formats. I have the logo in blue, in dark, and I mean a dark version of the logo, and I have a white version of the logo. So I'm going to click that and drag it into. Now remember, don't drag it onto a shape here, because you might not like what you will see. So just drag it somewhere around the workspace, somewhere beside. So click that, drag it to the center. While that is engaged, while that is selected, click on the rectangle behind it and press E to allow them to allow them to be centered, and then C also to center it. Yeah, so E is to horizontally align it, then C is to vertically align it, if I'm right here. So let's zoom out. So we are done now with the front page. Now let's go to the back page. The back page also very simple. So you can come here and just before your page one here, click on it. It's going to add another page for you. So this is page one, this is page two. So again, double click on your rectangle tool, and then I'm going to try to move a bit faster now. So now I want to create the back, which is this one. So we can basically copy this one and take it in there so that we have a point of reference. So let's reduce this. Yes, so that is our reference point, or that is our reference, our reference design. So as you can see, this has three different colors. So basically, let me fill this one. Now this is what we are working with. Let me fill this one with white. Let's come here, fill it with white. You might not see it, but the background is also white. But if you export it as PNG, then you discover that you exported something that has a transparent background if you don't fill it with the color. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, come here. Now as you can see, there's node. So once you take it towards the edge, you see node or edge. So I want it to be on the node. The node is this side here. Then drag it over this side. It doesn't have to be perfect like what is above, just you know, let's just move on. And then I'm going to take the rectangle tool and make sure I see node here. So node tells me that I'm at this sharp end. I'm at this sharp edge of the rectangle above. So I drag that over here. That will be for our address, and I can as well leave this one open like that. So for this one, I'm going to go and grab the color I used for the background. I'm going to get the color I used for the background, click on it and put that color there. Or if you have your reference, you might click on this, just click on this color picker here, click on, but remember it might change it from RGB to CMYK, so keep on CMYK. So I haven't done that. We want to come here also. The second one is like an orange color, so I'm going to click on the orange color, select the second rectangle and fill it with that color. This one is already white, so we don't have to fill it. So I always like to remove the outlines. I remove the outlines, remove the outlines, put it on none. So we go ahead and create this rectangle here. Now this, what you see here is just a rectangle, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this. That's for the barcode. Now the barcode, it looks funky, but just make sure you actually know what a barcode is there for or there to do. So what I use this barcode for is that I linked the website of this company to this barcode. I think you can get that on bit.ly, or they have free barcode creators online. So I'll click on that and just drag it here a bit, increase this a bit, and just put it somewhere here. So let's proceed. So this one, I'm going to fill this one with this color, but remove the outline again. So what I want to do next is I want to click on my type tool here. So so let me select the color of the text, click on white so that I can see it. So let's name this guy brand Coco, and I'm going to change this font to Montserrat. I like Montserrat for this kind of thing, or Poppins, but Montserrat is better. Montserrat. Go to Montserrat, the normal Montserrat, regular. So click on regular and you have it here. Don't make it too large, just something small. So for design and for design emphasis, let's make the first name bold. So Control B to make that bold, and then let me import. Now on the first page we used a white logo. Now we're going to use a dark logo. So let's go back there and grab our dark logo. We can as well also grab our QR code. Now that's so large, so let's zoom out a bit. Well, that's okay. So let's make this very small. Let's make that small. Press Z, and then we have that. Make that very small, and then Z again to select zoom. Then bring this and come and then you can press your space bar to go to pick. Then power clip into this box that we created here. Now we're going to go in here and manipulate this. I don't want this scan me to show up at all, so I'm going to do this. Just try as much as possible to get something I desire. So if I'm not getting that, I can double click on that box and go in, and using the shape tool, click on the image and drag above it, zoom, select both sides, I believe this is called a node, I'm not sure. So select them, then press shift as you drag it up. So to remove the scan me, so space bar, here you have finish, or right click and finish. So we have our QR code here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our logo, put it just beneath here. That is that. Simple as that. Then for this, we want to put the designation of the name. So we're going to give this one, make him the brand manager. Okay, then click on white, reduce that a bit. We're going to go ahead and select. Remember, we have to use the same font all around, or else the design is going to look awkward and you won't know why. So let's reduce this a bit. Let's make it small. That's fine. Select both, press L to align to the left. You can push this up a bit. That's fine. That works for us. Now, as you're designing, it will also be good for you to have, just come here and drag these rulers, right? It really helps a lot to know where to put what and where not to put what. So this one will be for the bleed and one will be for the die cut. Like I said, it just helps you know where you shouldn't put anything. So let's drag this. Ideally you're supposed to measure, but I'm just making an estimate. So this tells you where no word must be. So remember, the first one is for the bleed, and then the second line is for the die cut. So at least we have this now. So no word must go beyond this particular ruler, this one here. Nothing must go beyond it. So that's fine for now. So for the address, you can put your address there. Address, type anything you want. Address, sorry. So actually, once you have, I have a tutorial on how to create this locator, Google locator, that thing. So let's bring this back here. Once we have it here, you can zoom in. If you have a mouse, you can use the wheel. If you don't, just press Z and scroll, select over the place you want to. So let's go to the ellipse tool, hold Ctrl to create a perfect circle. Take this and put it inside. Then select, if you have the kind of my COrelDRAW, as you're taking it inside, it tells you when you are at the center. So once you're at the center, you leave it, or if you're not sure, while this is still selected, while the locator is still selected, press Shift and click on the circle behind it. Press E to align to the set, to E to align horizontally, and C to align vertically. So once you have that, you can click on the circle, make it white. You can move it here, then click on this and bring to the front of the page. So Shift page up will bring it up. So take it again. While it is here, you can, and selected, click on the ellipse tool and then press C to align again to the to align vertically, and E to align horizontally. So we have that already. So let's make that this color, the circle. Let's make the circle this color, and let's make the Google locator itself, let's make it white. So when we have that, remove the outlines. Remember, remove the outlines. I like to remove outlines. So once we have that, let's reduce this a bit, and we can type in our address now. Oh, sorry. So what can we put there? We can put anything really. Real estate. Avenue. So Z, zoom over and take this, reduce it, come here, make Montserrat. So you want to make this not to be too small, not to be too big. So this one is already 4, so we can leave this one at 7 or 7.1. That's the font size. make sure it is the same font as every other font. Avenue. So let's just come out, let's just copy and paste this, because I don't know what kind of address I can put here. Paste this. So if it is long, go to the next line, then paste this again, then click on pick tool, press M to take this up a bit. Okay, let's not make it look weird. Avenue, mainland bus stop, and let's make this Lagos, Nigeria. So we have that. That's that for this. So for the phone number and the email address, I already have them here. So in the interest of time, let me just try to get them already. So I have this here already created. So let me just copy this, select over it and copy, and this also copy and bring them here. So now what I'm doing here is simply I just typed. You can always take this and duplicate it here. Just make sure they're the same size. This, drop this down a bit. Now these icons here, you may not necessarily have this one, so I can delete this one so you don't feel intimidated by it. So I can just come here and put a rectangle, just a rectangle. Press Ctrl to get a perfect rectangle. Have that, fill it with this color, this ability that's orange. So fill, remove the outlines. So that is that for that. You have that. So you can take that and then take this also and put it here. So basically what was there before was just the brand's icon, right? The brand icon, that's this here, this side, and that's what we'll put there. So if your logo is that iconic, you can put it there. So there we go for that. This is just a text, just putting the same guy's name, just putting it around here. But the name of his font is Black Pink Signature. That's the name of the font. But it's nothing really, it's just for some design. But remember, it's going to be chopped off, so if it is not necessary, you don't have to put it there. So that is that for this first. You can delete this now. So as you can see, it's very simple and straightforward design. So now quickly let's go to the other one, and for that one we'll be a bit fast, just in the interest of time, but I'll make sure I try not to leave out anything that is important. So for this one, if we look at it, we notice that these ones are sort of standing or vertical, or what we call portraits. So let's copy these ones. Let's come here, put it here. They are our reference points, so, and we are learning how to create them, so we can as well put them here just for reference purposes. So we're going to be starting with this one, that is this part, this, assuming this is the front. So remember, we're having a two-sided business card. So I'm going to come here now. I'm going to go to now this is standing upright, right? So, and my workspace is still landscape. So I'm going to come here just above here, and as you can see, this says landscape, this says portrait. So I'm going to click on portrait. It's going to change it to portrait. Now also notice something. Let me Ctrl Z, go back. Now do you see this thing here? If you put the cursor on it, it says current page, or apply the page size to current page only, and here says apply the page size to all pages. That means that if you change anything here, be it in this page size, or you change it here, you doing it manually or using the presets, or you come here and change the orientation of the page. If this is engaged, all pages, it means that once you select it, all pages will change. So let's go back. As you can see, it has changed here also, but that's not what we want. So we are going to select this one that says current page. So upon selecting current page, whatever we do here is going to affect just this page. Now, so let's go and look at this one. As you can see, it doesn't affect it. So let's go here. So let's start creating quickly. So once again, double click on the rectangle tool to make a boundary around the workspace. So first thing I want to do is this. I'm going to draw a circle somewhere here. Remember to hold control for you to get a perfect circle. Control. So if it's not perfect, now just drag this to this point where you see CorelDRAW telling you it's at the edge. So just take that up a bit. Sorry, mistake. So just take that up a bit. That's fine. Just take it up a bit. Now I'm going to draw a rectangle just here. So I'm going to take my cursor to this point, to where I find quadrants. So when it shows me quadrants, right where it shows me quadrants, I'm going to start clicking. I'll click and drag, and then stop where it shows me node. So once I have that, go to pick 2, then select the circle and select this rectangle, or this rectangle we created here, and come here and weld them together. So once you weld them together, you have this already. Now before you do that, let me go back a bit. We are going to need this circle again, so let's Ctrl C and Ctrl V. So once you Ctrl V, reduce it a bit, just a bit. I think that's fine. Then before doing any other thing, press Ctrl R. So Ctrl R will repeat what you just did. So no, before I do that, no, scrap that out. That didn't work. Okay, so let's try again. So Control this, copy and paste, then so let us do this. Click and select and drag. So there you go, you have that. Then go back and do the same. Okay, so we have this. So let's go back. So go back and we have this circle now. So what we want to do is want to Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So once you have that, you have it copied and pasted. So let us click and drag. That's fine. Then that also, we're going to Ctrl C and V again, then click and drag a bit. That's fine. Now the outermost circle, which is this one, and the rectangle we created the other time, which is this one, we're going to weld them together. So as we weld them together, that is fine. So we're going to now come to this outer circle here. Now for this one, we're going to fill it with orange. The orange we had here, we can come here and select it, and then go to the other page and then select it and then fill it. There you go. Now we are going to go to our folder, click and drag our image, drag it and put it here, then zoom out a bit, resize it, come here, then power clip, resize it like this, right click and power clip into the shape we just welded, to create. So once you put it there, hold Alt and click on it to select the image inside, and come here to click on transparency tool and go to uniform transparency in the presets. Once you click on that, this slider is going to come out. So this is where you see 50 here, transparency. So click on it and drag it just a bit. So let's make it 90. Remember, it's not really part of the design, but we just want that part to be a bit substantial, kind of, if I can call it that. So zoom into it. What do we have? Okay, Alt, click on it, reduce it a bit. Okay, now that's fine, that's okay. Let's move it a bit. Yeah, that works for me. All right, so the next circle we're going to choose is this one. So this one, we're going to make it maybe red. Let's look for like red, something like that. Click on it, remove the outline. That's fine. Then for this one, we're going to press letter G. That will give us fill, right? Or you can come here, interactive fill tool. That's G. So let's come here on the presets, click on fountain fill. Now that is going to give you this sort of linear feel. Now here on the presets, come and choose elliptical fountain fill. So click on that, and that gives you this. Now if I take this off, it makes it look as if it is like a ball, right? That's the idea. So click on G again, and then here we are going to make the core. Remember, we have a reference point. We're not just making these colors up. The reference point is from the logo. So let's drag this logo that has both colors. Let's drag it in here. Good. So this logo here, so I don't think I mentioned that since we started. I'm taking my colors from the logo. Very important, because you don't want the design looking so off and not looking not looking anything like the brand colors that you're supposed to use. So the red will come from this side here. As you can see, there is a fountain fill here. So I'll click on this one. That is the red I actually should use, not just any red. So I come here and click on it. So this is it looks a bit off. So I'm going to try to maybe tweak it a bit. Now remember to change this back to CMYK. So let's tweak this a bit and give it a good red. Okay, that is too funny. No, that is too dark. Here, so good. So something close to the brand color or the brand color itself. So next, what we're going to do now is this, for this ball, if I may call it that we've created. If you press G, click on it and press G, it's going to show you. Now click on this outer box, this one that has black, this black here, click on it, and then come here to choose a color that is a bit dark, right? So select that and then click on it this way. Now for this center, let us now go to our orange and then select the brightest part of our orange now. So the brightest part of our orange, that is it. So zoom out, click now on this square in the center. Now here you can change the color here actually if you want. So you can just this drop box here, click on it, take your color picker and come and pick the color you want, and we have this. So but however, we are not using this one. We want to use a dark color for this, right? So what we want to do now is that we're going to go back. Let's go back. So here you press G. So G, we're going to pick the dark colors on. See me, remember to cut out those parts. So back here, so we want to choose the dark colors on our brand if I may call it brand guide or brand color guide. So click on the dark color somewhere here. Remember to change this back to CMYK. Fill. Then go back to the center, the box in the center, click on it, pick your color picker, and then go pick oh sorry, okay, now let's just, sorry, that was a mistake. So this one, we pick this, pick the color you want. Then for the center, we will drag this, okay, sorry, change this back to CMYK before you go ahead. Make sure it's the color, sorry, that's this one. Then for the center, choose a brighter color, something that is a bit bright to give you that feel like it's a ball, right? Not white, no, but something light that is different enough to create a gradient, a nice enough gradient. So I think there we go. So now we are going to go and grab the white logo. Click and drag. Remember not to drag into your workspace directly, especially if you have a shape there. So click, drag here, increase it, press shift to increase on every side symmetrically. So there we go, we have the front. So down here you can just come here and put www.eden.com. so we have that. Remember to change it to Montserrat, there you go. Reduce it, click, while that is still selected, click on the shape behind it and then press C to align it vertically. So once you have that, you can press M to, I believe it's called kerning. So reduce it a bit, do the same thing while still selected, select this, press shift and select the shape behind it and see, there you go. So you can change this to the color of, I mean, any dark color you want. CMYK, good. That is that. So let's move quickly to the next page. That is the back. Again, come here. Remember, while this is selected, current page only, change it to portrait. So let's go back, select our, get our reference. So let's copy and come here, paste. Now, if you notice something, this image here that we created, this is already created in the other page. So we can just simply go there, click and drag from an empty space here, click and drag over this. Okay, sorry. What is that? Okay, so shift page down. I think that one was above it. Shift page down. Then I'm going to click and drag over this. Or did we power clip into it? Why can't we select? Oh, okay. So I think we power clipped it. Okay, so let's. Oh, it's grouped. Sorry. So right click and ungroup all. Good. So let's select, click and drag over it. Then let's right click and edit power clip. So we click and drag over this and then click copy, exit, right click and sorry. So just in that case, just hold Control and click anywhere, any empty space, it takes you out. Then go to the next page and paste. Now take this. Okay, first things first, want to double click on our rectangle tool. There you go. So select this and put it in here. Now remember to group it. So let's group this. Group. So we're going to, while this is grouped, I'm going to select, while it's still selected, I'm now going to select the shape behind it. So while pressing shift, click the shape behind it, press T to align it to the top, and press C to align it vertically. So once you do that, click an empty space, then this from one end, not from the middle. If you drag from the middle, it's going to look weird. If you drag from one side, it's going to look ugly. So just go to one end here and drag up this way to a size you want or that you're satisfied with. So once you have that, I think this is okay. Okay, let's make it a bit big like this or reduce it. Okay, this is fine. So while it's still selected, click on the shape behind it and press C to align vertically. So let's take this and power clip it inside this shape. Now we're going to right click, edit power clip, and then select this and drag it up a bit. Just drag it up this way. Then we're going to go to the, okay, let's exit this while this is dragged up a bit. While pressing Control, click on an empty space. It takes you out of the power clip. So I think we're satisfied with this. So go to your rectangle tool, click on it, then go here, just move towards the edge, the top left. You're going to, once you see node, it means that it's telling you that you are at the exact sharp end or sharp top of the rectangle. So click on it at that point and click and drag. Just something small, drag it, sorry, that was a mistake. So click, go back there, click and drag until it's snaps to the other side. Now the edge, don't release it until you've achieved a nice size that you want. Once you have that, release it, or you can always edit. I mean, it's okay to edit, you can always edit like that. So edit it. So once you have that, go select our dark color, which is this one. No, not so dark, on our logo actually, somewhere. Okay, so fill that, remove the outline, right click, power clip into the rectangle. While pressing Control, click on it, then select that and then send to the back. You can right click and do that, I believe. Order, that will be in order. Order, then behind this one, that's fine. Yes, so holding Control, press any empty space. So we're making a business card, so let's put the man's name or the woman's name. So what is the name you're working with? Brian Coco. Okay, so Brian Coco, there you go. put it there, change it to Montserrat, and then make it bold. So this one we're going to give it this color. There you go. Fill. So take this and shift it up somewhere, and you want to put his designation. So let's say CTO this time. CTO. Okay. Montserrat. Then reduce it to the size you want. Shift it down a bit. Nudge it 1, 2, 3, 4. Then select, while still selected, select the shape behind it. Press C to align vertically. So having done that, all that is left are really quite simple. So now I want to create this little thing here, this website holder here. So how we do that is very simple also. So go to your rectangle tool, come here, zoom in enough because it's quite small, then do this. Remember not to put it towards the edge, allow your design some breathing room. So once you have that, come here to shape tool, click on it and go to the edge here. Now as you can see, as I moved closer to it, there was this cross that appeared, this plus. So I'll do that, I'll click that and drag it. So it's going to drag all edges. You can also adjust that on this side here. If you click on this padlock here, it's going to, whatever value you put, it's going to affect every other one. But if this padlock is engaged, whatever I do here will affect all sides. But if I unlock it this way, as you can see, whatever I do here stays on one side. So let me lock it, and so here we go. So we have this. Now I'm going to press G now, and I'm going to drag just across it while holding Control. As I've dragged across it, let me go and grab my logo so I can have my proper reference point, the logo that has the dark colors. So there you go. I'm sorry, so let me zoom. So this one, now we have this. So G, click on this side like we did in the other side here. Click on, try to avoid this, but you can do this also. Just click on this, get the color picker and pick the color you want. Once you have that, X is fine. Then here, click on this again, note color, and just select something that is close but a bit light, something light enough. So as you can see that? Okay, so it gives us that kind of gradient that looks like it's a rod, right? Good. So that is what we want to achieve. Perfect. Good. So let's delete this one, or before deleting it, actually, you could, if you want, first of all, excuse me. So if you want, we could, okay, let me just get this. Okay, that's fine. So I will put this one here, just the logo here. That is fine. Remember to take it away from the edge. Then you can take this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, drag it here, increase it, put it at the center. While still engaged, select the shape behind it, C, then come here, deselect everything, then click on this alone, then click on transparency, and you can click on uniform transparency and come here and drag this all the way down to about 95. Okay, so that gives you like a background or something there. So you have this. If you want, it's not compulsory. So since I already have my website here, in the interest of time, let me just copy this and paste it here. So select the one behind it, E to align vertically, C to align horizontally. So I already have all these here also. I can just click and drag. I believe this shouldn't be a problem for you to create. So I'll just click this and drag this and put this here. So there we go. So you just make sure everything is aligned as well, because this also, you need a ruler for it. Make sure your work is aligned. Everything is aligned to one side. It makes your work look very professional. So there you go. And on this side also, I hope everything on this side is aligned as well. Pretty much. There you go. So that brings us to the end of the tutorial. So in this course, quite a long one. So in the next tutorial, we are going to be looking at how to create a mockup. That's going to be a shorter one, just to, not how to create it, but how to use a mockup. So I'm going to drop the links in the description of the next video on how to use it. So I may drop the link here also, if you already know how to use it. So there you go, and that marks the end of this tutorial. And so this is it. So I believe successfully we've been able to create this business card, and we've been able to create this business card also. So that simply is it. So these are the ones we're going to export, and probably I'm going to talk about how to export in the other one, but I believe you should know how to export already. So but that's how you export. Now if you want to export as PDF, let me just do that here so you don't have to wait for the second tutorial for exporting. So let me delete this. So assuming you want to just export this one directly for printing, so you want to export as PDF, or you want to export it to give it out. So one of the things you want to do is to make sure you go through each text, right click and convert to curves. Now that is if you want to send it as CorelDRAW, but if you want to send it as PDF, maybe for a preview or something, so you Control E for exporting. So you export, there you go, and then here you're going to click on PDF business card. Now so let's name it appropriately, that's Eden business card, then export. Then a preset is going to come out for you to choose. So usually the best to choose is just this PDF/X 1A 2001, or you could choose 2002 depending on what you want, or you could choose this one, or I believe everything will be fine if it's depending on what you want to choose. For printing, I'm not very sure, but you can try different. Just ask the idea is to ask whoever is going to print for you what preset to use. You as a designer, many times we're always only concerned about the design we've done, not much about the printer. So just talk to your printer. Don't assume you know what to do. Talk to the printer, get the printer's opinion on what to save it as, and go ahead and save it, because they know what format works best for them. So you do that. So here, make sure that it's the current document or all pages. So if you want to exclude the page, you can do this here. Maybe you want to export only page 1 and 2 for a different PDF, that is 1, 2, and that is fine. You click OK, and you can access your PDF where it is. So Eden business card, that's like 1.8 MB. So here you go, and here you go. So to export the other ones, Control E as well. So Eden business card 2, export. Now here we're going to go to pages. Remember we exported pages 1 and 2 the other time, so this will be pages 3 and 4. Still using this preset. Okay. Then here shows it's still saving. Once it's done, go to your file, check it, preview it, and be sure it's there. Where is it? Okay, Eden business card 2. Let's open and see. So there you go. So basically that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Okay, as you can see now, there's still an outline here. Make sure you remove every outline. I just don't like outlines on my work. So there you go. Please put any questions in the comment section. If you have any questions or anything you want me to clarify on, I'll be so happy to do that. Thank you for staying through to it, and keep creating. Have a nice one. Goodbye.